we'll go ahead and bring the Board of Works meeting to order. Were both of you given a chance to read the minutes from the previous meeting on February 21st?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I second. Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. All right, Jeremy, you ready with the Community Crossings grant and the street materials, equipment, and labor bids?
Yes. Which one do you want to do first?
Your choice. Community Crossings.
Okay. After reviewing the Community Crossings bid, and USI also reviewed them, both of us recommend awarding the Community Crossings package for $152,685.36 for Brooks Construction. Out of Fort Wayne. That's the low and responsible bid.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to move forward with Brooks Constructions for the community crossing.
I'll second. Motion is second to move forward with Brooks Construction. All in favor?
Brooks
Aye.
Construction.
Opposed, same sign? Okay.
And then on the street materials and labor, we had 3 bids, one from Plumbing Excavating for various pieces of equipment, labor, stone, trucking. Then your other 2 bids was from Wayne Asphalt for paving, and Brooks Construction also for paving. All the paving quotes are within just a few dollars of each other, tonnage-wise. It's been past practice for the last probably 5 or 6 years that we accept both of them due to scheduling. One may have a hole in their schedule where they can get to you, and the other may not. So,
in my opinion, both have been good contractors. I don't have a problem with that. Do we need a motion?
So we're making a motion to accept all 3 bidders?
yes, just use them as discretionary for scheduling.
Scheduling. I'll make a motion that we follow the Department Head Jeremy Gilbert's recommendation on scheduling for maintenance and material laborers.
Second.
Okay, so that's a motion to accept the bid from Fleming, Wayne Asphalt, and Brooks Construction.
Right, that'd be like on their bid document.
Wayne Asphalt, Brooks, and
Fleming.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign?
Line 3, I put them all on top.
Okay. Is it just one page on each one?
Yeah. Okay.
So on the community crossing, just so you know, there's some work to do on my end with requesting the PO, which the PO would be from the bid amount. So once I get that requested, just ask for permission for Dan and I to sign the necessary paperwork for that. It's no different to the way we've done it in the past.
Right. I'll make a motion for Dan to move forward signing the community crossing paperwork.
I'll second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign? Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Okay, we have a couple things for
It's just a page on each one.
the new firefighter, Derek Schultz. We have a conditional employment contract with Derek Schultz, make a matter record, and certificate of appointment, oath of office for him also.
Yeah, and then I'll need you to sign the certificate of appointment for members of just 2 copies. That's already signed.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to make it a matter of record.
Second.
Are we we doing them individually? We have the...
Yeah, we have before.
Okay, so this first one is the conditional employment contract. So I have a motion to make that a matter of record.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Then we also have the certificate of appointment and oath of office to make that a matter of record.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. That's already signed. There's 2 copies there. Kurt, we have a notification of a condemnation of a home and permission to demo and owner's expense.
About 2 weeks ago, our office got notified about a house on Dirt Street. The owner of the home suffered a couple strokes about a year and a half ago. The POA for the estate and the property contacted us and alerted us to the condition of this house. We were able to get inside the house, and upon entering the house, we found some severe structural damage in the house. Brad, go ahead and go to the inside. As soon as we entered the house, it was real apparent the floor system dropped about 6 to 8 inches in the center of the home. If you look at this wall here, the wall is literally pulling away from the ceiling. You see the stress cracks, and there's actually gaps. Here, the corner bead at the ceiling and the wall has actually started to pull loose. In some locations of the house, the walls are hanging from the ceiling, and there's a gap between the floor and the wall. As we were going through the house, we entered the back bedroom, and there is a hole at the rear exterior wall in the floor where all the decking is completely missing along the wall right here. And there's a closet just north of that that's completely missing the floor. Back up, Brad. Find me the floor decking in that bedroom again. There. As we were walking across the bedroom to get to that hole, that decking is just laying on there. We stepped on it and went down about 4 inches. We noticed that the floor joists, the house runs lengthways. The roof system comes down at an angle like this, the ridge running with the street. The floor joists in this house actually run the opposite direction lengthways, which tells me there's probably a couple of beams that were supporting the floor. We also noticed that the ceiling rafters, or the ceiling joists, not the rafters, run the same direction. So I've never been in a house that's been framed like this. Normally you run short span. But because the floor has given way, now the exterior wall on the north end is starting to kick out. We've condemned the home. We have been in contact with the POA, explained the situation to him, and we actually condemned the house on the 27th. He had asked us to not post it until this last Monday, which actually it took until this morning, because he wanted time to talk to the owner. There's no saving this house. It would cost way more money to try and save it than it would be to demolish and start over. So, talking with the POA, he had asked what his options were, and I explained to him that if we condemn the house, he would have 60 days to either start repair work or start the process of demolition. At that point, he has asked if the city would be willing to tear it down. I told him I would have to get approval from the Board of Works. So I'm here tonight to just as informative to let you know that we have condemned another house in the city of Decatur, and I'm asking for permission to work with the owner and the POA if they decide they want to have the city tear the house down. I'm looking for permission to tear if they decide to go that way.
At the owner's expense?
At the owner's expense.
Is he still living there, or he's no
No,
good?
he's in a nursing home. I have been told that prior to condemnation, he thought he was going to come home and live there.
Is the owner of a sufficient capacity that they can be a part of discussions or have knowledge about what's happening in the potential demolition?
At this point, I'm not sure. I have not been in contact with the owner. Only the POA's position kicked in because he's in a nursing home and he hasn't been released.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had no contact with the owner. It's been the POA between the building department and the owner.
Okay. Do we have a copy, like an original or a copy of attorney
No. But we can obtain.
with, depending on what the board decides, if there's an agreement between the city and the owner, or the POA acting on behalf of the owner, we definitely want to have that in hand.
We can get that.
Okay.
I don't see any issues with it as long as all the proper paperwork is filed and Ann agrees to the POA saying it's okay to tear it down. I'll make a motion for Kurt to proceed with the paperwork if that's what they want to do.
You'd rather I would get the paperwork first and then come back to you and ask for permission after also the POA.
We certainly need to have verification that this individual has the authority to act on behalf of the owner before we do anything that would affect that owner's property rights. Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay, is your motion to allow Kurt to move forward as long as Ann sees the paperwork, or do you want him to have to come back in 2 more weeks? Just,
I can work with, if BOW is okay, then I can work with Kurt on taking a look at the power of attorney, or just shoot me an email that says we have it in hand and that he has sufficient authority.
I'll send you a copy of it.
Okay.
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 That's fine.
That's your motion?
Yep.
A second.
Okay. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay. Okay, all I have left is the parking lot talks. Do you have anything else? Jamie, you want to...
Not unless, Kevin, you were talking about setting up an executive session.
Oh,
I
okay.
want to plan
Wanna do that
that,
first,
set a
or-
date.
That,
I was just going to bring that up.
make sure we do that. All right, well, Kevin, why don't you come up here? Kevin Gerber, why don't you come up here first? Kevin Hackman, you can come along too if you want, but...
Thank you. I'll say no.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So I think you're wanting to move forward with filling your vacancy for detective, so you need to set the steps. So I think that's what he's here for.
Yeah, my understanding, we need to have an executive session for the interviews
Right.
of the officers that are interested in that position.
Yep.
So far, we have 3
Okay.
that have expressed interest, and I'd like to, if possible, we can get that set sometime next week. We've given the officers a deadline of this coming Monday to let us know their interest, for that we each Brian and I to talk to them, and then like interviews to happen sometime with the Board of Works, and then hopefully that could be announced in the fall.
Okay. So I think he's hoping to fill those positions by the next council meeting, which is the 21st. So we'd have to have an executive session next week. I know
So it'd
I'm,
be the 14th, 15th, 16th, or 17th.
and I'm in Indianapolis on the 13th and 14th, I know. Oh, and I'm hosting the Mayor's Commissioners Caucus on the 15th.
Okay. So
Just at lunch, that's just at lunchtime, so.
16th or 17th, then.
Or we could do the
Noon
afternoon,
of the 15th.
Wednesday afternoon, or I'm wide open on Thursday.
Oh, 16th?
Yeah.
I'm free Wednesday. What about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't have anything Wednesday.
Did you say? You just said 16th.
Wednesday or Thursday, you
Oh, okay.
pick.
Kevin, what works for you guys?
Thursday would be fine.
We've got a 2 o'clock meeting on
You want to
Thursday.
set up, so it'll be 3 interviews,
At this point, 3. I mean,
could be more, so.
maybe 1.
Why don't we time and then you can set up, you can schedule the interviews. So if we set up, start time of whatever you guys,
Which day?
like 2 o'clock or?
Thursday.
Thursday? We got a 2 o'clock meeting at Merit Center.
Okay. 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock Thursday the 16th?
So starting at 3 p.m. and then
That's what.
Is that okay?
Is that all right with you, Tyler?
Yep.
Executive session?
I'll go ahead and post it, notify you.
Do we want to do it here? Or, we've done it here and we've done it at the PD, both places, so. Where do you want?
here would be fine.
Okay, we'll do it here, starting at 3 o'clock on Thursday.
And how much time would you like to have for each one?
I thought we usually did 20 minutes.
Yeah, I would say 20 minutes to a half hour. I mean, if we do a half an hour, that'll be 20 minutes, 10 minutes for us to talk after each one, so I would do them a half hour apart, yeah.
Am I allowed to talk about anything else, or?
Right
Well,
now?
it's your first day, go for it.
Yeah.
We
Got
don't,
the floor.
we don't need to make a motion for that, right? But we just,
No, it was just a matter of getting it scheduled. Yeah.
sure.
We need to obviously fill the void from Chief Brow's retirement.
Right.
So I'd like to open our application process for laterals for a 2-week time period, starting tomorrow through the 22nd. Right now, we have 6 applications, and that is from the January 5th hiring process that we went through. And I feel like a couple of those have come in outside of even that time frame when we were taking apps. But right now, we have 6. To be honest.
Okay.
I believe there's some interest.
So he just wants to test the waters and see if there's any laterals anywhere that wants to transfer, so. Or that wants to transfer.
So you're just going to open it up for laterals first, and then if
Correct.
that doesn't pan out, then open it up to everybody.
Well, they already have.
Yeah, we already have.
They already have some applications.
There's 6.
So you're going to still use those and try to get laterals, or?
Yeah.
We'll make a motion for him to move forward with the laterals, or advertising
Open
for
it up.
laterals.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay.
And we have a 2016 Ford sedan that has 125,523 miles on it. It's the Vic car that the city mechanic has labeled a problem child, probably because it's the Vic car. We have an estimate on it for $5,000 for value on a trade-in, and we'd like to apply that towards the cost of the new SUV that's coming in towards the end of this month.
That you want to trade it with, who's, you buying it with Kelly or what?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tom Kelly.
Okay.
Or, yeah, Kelly Ford. So that SUV was already ordered, it's just...
Use this as
You want to apply it to a
At
trade?
the end of this month.
I'll make a motion to allow you to trade the vehicle in.
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay.
What was the year on that, Kevin?
A 2016
And then you can just stop up and I'll get you the time.
If you want, and it's at the event and everything.
Okay,
If you want that.
perfect, yeah, because we'll get the time. Thank you.
And as far as anything else I have here, I don't know what applies now versus what applies to city council. So,
Personnel, equipment,
we're planning on
Structural.
Monday having a department meeting just to talk with all the officers and give them kind of the direction I want to see the department go. From the city, but as a county as a whole, we're starting to transition over to the new software programs development. So that training has started this week. And that goes through mid-May with training every single week except for just a couple of weeks. So officers are going to be pretty tied up with learning all this new stuff. And then I learned today that I'm required to attend a chief school within the first 6 months. So I'm getting that worked out with Leah. That class is in April. And we are trying to arrange to send a couple officers up to ISP Master Trooper Bailey's funeral service this Saturday, just to represent the city. Just trying to work out some scheduling on that.
Okay.
Everything I have typed up here.
All right.
That's what I do.
Did well. I hope every meeting goes that smoothly for you.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Jamie, do you want to come up and talk about the, so we have the redevelopment commission owns the parking lot behind the Hive, behind the lofts. We have some of the spaces that are city spaces, some of them that belong to, or leased by the lofts. And I think there's just been some discussion from tenants.
Yeah, I just heard from them that they are wondering if there's anything they can do, because right now they're seeing a lot of people reparked in those reserved spots that are supposed to be for the tenants, and they're not the tenants that are parking in them. So they were wondering if there's any other signage or if it can be painted on that says, you know, reserved for loft tenants or something of that sort. So I guess just some discussion on what those options are. And then they also had asked if they could have an additional handicap spot painted in that area reserved for the loft. I know that there's 2 right now, I think. And one of those is supposed to be for the city, and one of them is then for the loft tenants. So they asked if an additional one could be put in. And then a separate part of that is the alley that leads to Madison Street Plaza and is blocked off. A lot of people drive down that alley not knowing that there's no exit, so they asked if some sort of no exit sign could get put up.
About like right behind the building. So evidently somebody backed into the building or
Someone backed
something
into it.
recently.
Yeah.
I really think we should go down there and look at this lot and figure out, because I gave you guys the plans for how the agreement was made. I think we need to revisit this because the first 3 spots closest to the plaza are supposed to belong to the city. Andy's Coney's, that they're supposed to have some spots because they lost their whole street. There's 2 handicapped spots right there, basically in the spots that actually belong to the city. So in this drawing with the agreement that was made however many years ago, looks like there were supposed to be 2 handicapped spots right in front of their doors. So I think we just need to figure this out and make an adjustment and make it work.
And another thing, I don't know if there's like the reserved spots now. It does seem like the loft tenants park back an additional lot instead of coming closer to City Hall. They're parking behind it because it's closer to their door.
Right.
So if those spots need to be moved, the reserved spots, I don't know what.
It sounds like we need a meeting with their management to look at all this because, yeah, I think the other day there was like 4 of the loft tenants that were parked in the city spots behind there, so with a bunch of theirs empty. So there's some mistakes being made by both, I guess we'll say. So if we can get a meeting scheduled. Yeah, Matt?
you have a discussion with them. I've met several new tenants of the lofts lately that I don't know that the city was involved in any of that placement of them into the lofts.
And that was supposed to be part of the agreement too, that we would have 2 people in on the interviews, and I'm not sure we've interviewed in over a year.
It's been over a year.
I haven't for a year and a half.
Yeah. So it sounds like we're due for a meeting with their management and try to get back on the same page and fix some of the problems. So, do you have, because that manager's changed 5 times since I've been here, so.
I have the new manager's information.
You do have the information, because I don't. If you don't mind setting something up, and then, how do we go about, since the redevelopment commission actually is who owns the lot and and takes in the lease payments, is this a decision that has to go to the redevelopment commission, then approved by the Board of Works, or, I mean, what are the steps there?
It probably needs to be in accordance with the contract that the city has with the redevelopment commission as to how the parking lot is managed. I don't necessarily know
Right.
that agreement, but
Right.
I can take a look at it, and that might answer that question. There is most likely a term within that agreement as to who maintains
Okay.
the lot, and that would encompass signage and the city owns it, and the city has a schedule for handicap parking. So if we were to add an additional spot, that would require an amendment to our traffic schedule or our parking schedule in that ordinance, just to identify where that would be located. So that would definitely be city and not anything to do with redevelopment commission.
Okay. Okay, so if you want to look over the contract,
Okay.
that'll be the first step. And then if you want to get something planned, maybe make it a couple weeks out
Okay,
and see what we can't sit down and talk about some of this.
okay, that works.
Any other discussion on that?
I'll make myself available if you need me to be there.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have anything else for Board of Works? Okay. I don't have anything else for Board of Works. Tyler, Craig, Ian?
Nope. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign?
Time is 6:32.